Hey, yo, what's good with it, Black Goose TV family, man? Double salute. We back up in the building. I know you like, man, where Fluence been? Bro, where has Fluence been? And even if you ain't been thinking that, I'm here. And it's only right because y'all know we got the biggest event when it comes to boxing. And I don't know the last how many years happening this Saturday. So I was like, look, I told y'all last time I went live, right? I wanted episode 100 for Fluence Lounge to be for Errol. Well, I wanted it to be a big event. And I was like, it only makes sense. Episode 100 would be Errol Spence versus Terence Crawford, right? But in reality, I'm not even finna cap to y'all. It's not going to be episode 100, obviously. And I also told y'all like I was going to have like everything set up. I was going to have everything crazy. Look, it's not going to be like that. It's going to be the old regular schmegular. I'm working on that though, and I'm not even going to cap to y'all, man. I kind of put. Nah, I'm not even gonna say kinda. Like I'm gonna be 100 with y'all, man. I put YouTube all the way on the back burner. That's why I ain't been live in I don't know how long. I could have been live. I could have been doing the daily workouts. I could have been doing all the type of everything that I should be doing, and I definitely ain't been doing none of it. And you know what I'm saying? That's on me. That's on me. You know what I'm saying? I didn't put this as a priority. I didn't even put this as a mid priority. I didn't even put this as a minimal priority. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to get everything in line because y'all know, man. You know what I'm saying? Last 2-3 years of my life, I've been mad transparent with y'all, man. I've been sharing everything with y'all, Black Goose TV family. Y'all know the ins and outs and the majority of everything that's been going on. And y'all know December, I had a crazy event happen. And y'all know I was trying to get everything set up. Well, as y'all can see, your boy is good. Like I've been working hella hard. I've been trying to make sure all the things that need to happen. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm back in a good spot. I've been in a good spot maybe for a little while now, maybe for about a month, 2 months now. And, you know, I'm kind of mad at myself because y'all know I'll do this, man. I'll kind of just put, you know, I kind of push back when it comes to, you know what I'm saying, the YouTube side of the game. I'll kind of just like kind of let that shit slide. So either way, man, I'm here nonetheless. I'm here regardless. You feel me? I'm going to get back into doing this on a consistent basis. All it takes for me is to do it, get in the groove and really feel it. Because my problem is, this is my problem. When I stop for so long, I'm like, I'm good. Like, I don't even need to worry about this type of time. You feel me? Like I get, you know what I'm saying? I'm so routine based. I'll start doing what I do. And it's like, I don't even be on this type of time. But then when I do it, like tonight, like it's been so long and I'm only 2 minutes in. It's like, why have I not been, you know what I'm saying, showing love to my Black Goose TV family? And that's just wrong. So I promise y'all, man, from the bottom of my heart, this is the last time. Now, I don't know if y'all need to believe me or want to believe me on that because it may not be the last time because, you know, crazy things happen all the time. But, yo, I'm back better, stronger than ever. We're going crazy this whole week. I promise you, I'm doing videos, lives all week. I don't know if I'm going to be dropping like short content videos. I may or may not. I'm not sure 100% about that. But I'm going to be going live for y'all. I'm going to be going live every day. We're going to have a crazy build-up going into the Terence Crawford, Errol Spence card. And then we're going to go live for the Errol Spence, Terence Crawford card. Fluence Lounge is going to be lit. It's going to be episode 99. So I'm like, what better week to bring back the content than this week? You feel me? Legendary. But with that being said, man, I salute to everybody out there. Double salute as always, man. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Double hit that like if you can. You feel me? Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. I promise y'all, we finna stay up and we finna go up, and it's not gonna change. It is not going to change. Now, this is something that has changed, and I'm not even going to cap to y'all. This is one thing that has changed when it comes to me and when it just comes to boxing, period. Like, before I was like a hardcore fan where I was so like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was just, for me personally, I just really appreciated the details of things, right? And I still do. Like, that's not nothing that's changed. Like, I really appreciate the business side of it. I really appreciate, you know, the money side of it. Like, I don't try to get too far into the fact where it's like, oh, this person's afraid to fight. Like, I never believed in the word duck. But I will say, me taking the step away from boxing, that has allowed me to become, and I don't know if this is a good thing, I don't know if this is a bad thing, but I'm like a little bit more of a casual fan now, because I'm not even gonna lie, this hiatus I had, I haven't been paying attention to boxing, period. Nothing like that. Oh, we got the Twitch side of the game coming in. What's good with it, Adam? Salute to you. Y'all, by the way, y'all, I'm live on Twitch too, so y'all check out the Twitch also. What's good with it, Adam, man? Let me know. You got anything you want to say? By the way, y'all know, man, this is we talk. You know what I'm saying? Y'all feel free to say whatever you got to say. If you got any opinions, you got any topics, anything like that, drop it in the comment section, whether you on Twitch, whether you on YouTube. Hey, we back with it, man. It's good to be back. But y'all know before, man, I used to be a real stickler when it came to things, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to boxing, like I didn't like it when people, especially with Terence Crawford, because y'all know I'm a very big Terence Crawford fan. I love Errol Spence too. Don't take that away from me. I love Errol Spence, but a lot of people who listen to the lot of things I say, they think I'm hating on Errol Spence type time. I'm not. It's just I always feel like Terence Crawford, there was a misconception when it came to who Crawford was, and they tried to make it seem as if he wasn't as good or he wasn't on the same level as Errol Spence. And I'm not even talking about skill. I'm just talking about popularity, because a lot of y'all had a certain disdain or a certain perception when it comes to Top Rank. And a lot of times I felt like I had to try and clarify to the people the difference when it comes to what you think is and what business actually is representing, right? And now, taking a step away, coming back, being a lot more of a casual, I can see why y'all don't really care about the business side of the shit. So y'all see the new leaf turnover for Flu. Now that doesn't say I'm not still gonna make my arguments, right? I'm still gonna make my arguments. I'm still gonna be extra. Like, that doesn't mean I'm totally on the straight casual side of the game type, you know what I'm saying, where I'm not appreciating and I'm not making sure I educate the people who don't understand the business side of shit. I'm gonna still do that regardless. You feel me? But I've softened up a little bit. I'm not even finna cap. Like, I'm a little bit on the softer side when it comes to seeing everything, because, you know what I'm saying, taking this step away and then coming back, like, it's like, damn, it's like, oh, I just want to be entertained now. Before, I wanted to be entertained, but the shit that would entertain me wouldn't entertain the quote unquote casual fan, right? Now I'm kind of like a casual where I'm like, man, let me just see this shit. I'm trying to see the shit that I want to see. We got Dub in the building. What's good, Dub? That's crazy. First live in a minute. I expect Dub to roll through. What's good with it, Dub? Let me know what type of time you on, man. It's good to see you, bro. It's been too long. And I'm like, so I'm gonna give everybody like just a heads up, like, and it may change, you know what I'm saying? Once I get back into this thing, once I'm back consistent, once I'm back, you know what I'm saying, kind of just really engulfing myself into the sport again, I may go back to being that type of stickler. But right now it's like I'm kind of a casual. Like, I'm not even finna cap. Like, I'm a casual of the sport now. Like, I'm not even the same nigga no more. Like, I don't know if that's something I should be proud of. I don't know if that's something I should be telling y'all, but y'all know me, man. From day one, I've always been transparent when it came to this shit. So I'm not even finna cap or nothing like that. Like, I'm not even gonna make it seem like I was what I was when it came to boxing. Like, now, like, I'm just kind of in it and I'm out of it. I'm in it when I appreciate it. I'm out of it when I don't. And it's just like right now, I just feel like it just only made sense for me to really come back to the platform. Not because of some type of shit where I didn't appreciate it or nothing like that. But it's more so, it's just like, man, better late than never type of time. You feel me? Dub, like, drop the link. That's crazy. It's gonna be a legendary comeback. He's already like, let me drop the link. All right, let me see if I remember how to, it's been so long, bro. I gotta remember how to drop the link. Okay, I got that shit. I think, like, it's been so long, I gotta remember how to drop it. So y'all gotta get a whole different flu. And maybe you might not. Maybe I'm still the same. Maybe I'm still the same and I'm just kind of capping. You know what I'm saying? When you talk, you know, yeah, y'all ever like, you know what I'm saying, you dealt with a chick, you feel me? And then, like, you stop dealing with her, then all of a sudden, like, she come back type. Me, like, I'm a different nigga type shit. You feel me? And then, like, in the beginning, she like, damn, you really did change. You really not the same nigga. And after a certain type of time, you're like, wait, no, you still the same nigga. That might be me. I'm not even finna cap, but I'm like, you know what I'm saying? It's been a minute since I went live. It's been a minute when I even focused on, like, talking boxing, period, where I'm just really, like, caring about the shit like that. But I'm like, I gotta care, man. We got the biggest boxing fight happened. Terence Crawford, Errol Spence happening this weekend. There's a lot of I won't say there's a lot of big fights happening. I'm not even gonna cap on that. For the rest of the year, there's some cool fights. Like, you already know, you got Ngannou versus Tyson Fury happening. It's crazy because we got super fights now coming into the play of boxing, which is wild. You know what I'm saying? Anthony Joshua is coming back against Dillian White, if I'm not wrong. Ryan Garcia, they really haven't announced his next fight, but supposedly he's supposed to go against Rolly Romero. We're still waiting on the next fight for Javante. You know what I'm saying? You got Devin Haney supposedly supposed to fight Regis Prograis. See, that's the thing. Like, my casual is different from y'all casual, right? Like, my casual is like, I know certain shit, and it's like, oh, wait, hold up. Oh, yeah, Black Goliath. Salute to Black Goliath. I'm like, we got that fight happening. We got Fulton and Nanayu happening. A lot of people is coming at Fulton right now because he's talking about, well, not him, but what I'm saying, I think it was his manager or his trainer. I'm pretty sure it was his manager saying like, oh, I ain't like how his hands have been getting wrapped. You feel me? It seems like, if his hands get wrapped like that, we don't change that. We finna pull out the fight type. I think that's for controversy. I think it's kind of to make that fight a little bit more popular because I feel like not a lot of people was as hyped for that fight as it should be because it is a big fight. But we got some shit happening. Let me bring Dub up in here. We got Dub in the building. What's good with it, Dub?
Goddamn flu. What up, my brother?
Hey, what's happening, man? It's been too long, right?
Man, look, I ain't mad at you. I've been on a little hiatus myself, man. I ain't gonna hold you.
I was gonna say, I was like, I didn't even have to say nothing. I was like, as soon as you came up, you didn't have the graphics and everything. I was like, okay, Dub on the same type of time I'm on, man.
Man, look, they be my job. They called me back in the goddamn office. I've been having to commute 2 hours and shit to get into the office and shit, making sure my son's straight. Bro, it's been crazy, bro. I ain't had no time to do none of my YouTube shit I ain't been talking. I mean, I've been watching boxing. You know what I'm saying? I've been following it, but I ain't been talking no boxing, bro.
Shit, you doing more than me. I ain't even been following it like I used to, bro. Like I'm not even fit cap. That's all I was saying. It's like I'm like right now, I'm a casual. Like before, I used to try to get on casuals. Like, yo, I know all this. I know the ins and outs. I'm in the same boat. Like I'm literally a casual right now, bro. Like I know all the big fights that is happening, but other than that, like I ain't even been really like catching the fight. Like who was it that just fought? Damn, I think it was last week. Damn, because I didn't watch the fight, but I'm like Zen, he sent me Jamel versus Canelo happening, and like I was like, what type shit? I'm like,
so this past weekend, you know what I'm saying? You didn't have nobody really fighting. You had Cambosis fighting this past weekend. Even and then he fought Massey Hughes. Hey, I know you know Massey Hughes. He from the UK.
Yeah, but
the shit out of Massey Hughes, bro. They robbed the shit out of that man.
But what was the fight? What was the week before that? It was a weekend before that somebody fight. It wasn't a big deal, but I'm not gonna get too much into it. But I'm like,
Boots. He just recently.
That's who it was. Yeah. So I'm like,
it's crazy. Yeah. Boots put on a mother like I ain't gonna hold you. Boots put on a motherfucking show, bro. He put on a show. Now, mind you, he was fighting the same dude who beat what's the nigga name? Oh man, Speedy Rashidi.
Who did he fight?
Roman Villa.
That's right. And Villa, and I remember everyone thought that Villa was the shit because I'm like, we watched that card. That was the Charlo card, and no, that was the Andrade, Nicholson, Javante card, right?
It was. Yeah, that was the same card. Card.
Yeah. So I'm like, people was putting Villa like he was going to be doing some damage because supposedly he upset it.
Boots beat the shit out that man and did it in spectacular fashion.
So I'm like,
I was happy to see.
That's why I'm a casual because I'm like, damn, like before I'd been naming that shit off before you have to say it, but I'm over here asking. It's like, no, I didn't watch the fight. Actually, because there was a UFC card on that, so I watched the UFC card, but I knew that was happening at the same time. So this is the most out of the loop when it comes to boxing I've been. I am not afraid to admit that at all. Like this is the most out of the loop.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. All right, my bad. So man, it's been some good fights. I wanted, man, and hey, man. First things first, man. Welcome back. It's good to see you, my brother. It's good to hear from you.
You too, bro. Oh God,
going well. That's the first question I gotta ask. Is everything going well with you,
man? I just want to say first off, the fact that I chose to go live tonight and I didn't even plan to, and Dub, you show up. This is why niggas like you need to keep doing the YouTube. I appreciate you being here, no doubt, because I love having the debates with you, talk with you. So that's first and foremost. Number two, absolutely. Yeah, shit's going good, man. Life is life, period. You got to work for what you got to work for, but I'm definitely in a much better position. You know what I'm saying? I shared the whole story with y'all. I seen December. Y'all seen when I was in the hotels, all that type of shit. And then when I was at my aunt's, I was trying to figure it out. I'm good. Like shit is going good. Shit is figured out now. And that's why one of the biggest things I really want to focus on. And I knew I needed to go live for it to be a focus because I'm the type of nigga where it's like, all right, I enjoy doing this shit, but if I'm kind of going and I'm grinding and it's not really like affecting nothing, I'll forget about it. But it's like, nah, I need to just go ahead and go live type because like I told y'all, like I can't remember which live it was, but I was still at my aunt's. I was like, yo, I'm trying to do something big for episode 100 for Fluence Lounge, right? And I'm not going to because I don't got the setup yet, but I do plan to like my goal one is to get back being consistent on YouTube again, and then number two is I'm gonna get the setup back to like how it was when I was at my other spot, but even better than that. So just by so it, long story short, shit is going good. Just gotta keep moving, gotta keep growing. But yeah, it's good, man. No doubt.
Man, it's good to hear, man. I'm gonna tell you, same thing this way. Damn, the job they didn't call me back into the office. I done moved 2 hours away from my office and shit. So now it's a 2 hour drive back and forth. It's a 2 hours one way. You know what I'm saying? And going in, but I was presented with I was about to move back to Atlanta, bro. Swear to God, and I
Mm-hmm.
was presented with an opportunity that I'm probably gonna take. You know what I'm saying? I'll be making a little less than what I'm making now, but I'll be able to work from home. I'll still be able to make sure I'm able to be here for my son and shit. And so, hey, you weigh it like it comes. You know what I'm saying? You weigh it like it comes, and you make the decisions as you can. You try to make the best decisions for you and yours. That's all you can do.
Absolutely. That's what it comes down to. Anybody watching this, y'all always remember, I'm like, especially when it comes to, I won't say the OG, but I'm like, especially when it comes to last like year, maybe year and a half, like, y'all know, man, we can talk boxing all day, but when we go into that real shit, we really, you know what I'm saying, talk that real shit. So, y'all understand, man, like, you always got to make the best decision that makes sense for whatever situation you are in. Like, don't ever make the decision based off of what someone else is going to perceive of you, because a lot of times that's not going to work out. And it may sometimes, right? But a lot of times when it comes to your own mental health, how you feeling, this is me just kind of just vibing because I don't feel it right now. But I'm like, a lot of times you need to make the decision based off of what's going to work the best within your diaphragm, within your circle. And I'm like, I totally understand where you're coming from on
It's
everything.
all
But
you can do. It's all you can do is make the best decision for yourself and hope that it work out accordingly. You know what I'm saying? That's all you can do.
that's all how it goes, man. Because no one else is going to make that decision for you. And a lot of times, too, even when you decide to make the decision, um, in some situations you may have your supporters or people who's going to back you up, but in a lot of times it's just you yourself trying to figure out, okay, did I make the right decision? And the only way you can find out if you did is just based off of what comes from it. Like, all right,
So the results.
yeah, the results.
Yeah, nah. And at the end of the day, if you didn't make the right decision, it don't matter. You the only person who got to carry that water. My
Uh-huh.
my grandma got a saying. She always told me everybody got their own sack of rocks, and you don't know what's in their sack versus your sack. You don't know because that's their sack. You only know what's in your sack, and meaning that you can only make decisions according to your life. You can't make
Mhm.
decisions according to nobody else. And it is what it is, though. But man, I'm happy to see you back, bro. I'm happy.
Man, you already know, and I'm gonna say this right now to set it up. Not even to put no falseness out there into the air. This is for myself because it helps me hold myself accountable. I'm going to be back consistently. I'm not gonna say it's gonna be every day type of thing, but it's not definitely not gonna be something where it's like I'm going like you see me one day a week. They're not like I'm back. We're gonna have the YouTube cracking. We're gonna be doing what we do because I'm like you don't know how long it's been. Probably like I'm not even gonna cap. Like it's been probably 3 weeks where like I come back to the crib. I'm like okay, I got I did what I did. I got shit situated, but I want to go live. But then it's like I was so used to a routine at that point. It was like I really don't need to go live type. So that also, kind of factored into me not paying attention to
Yeah.
boxing like that. But it's
See,
like, but I love boxing. You know what I'm saying?
me and you kind of like. So with me, I had the late night show rocking, I was rocking for a minute, and then me going back into the office, it kind of fucked a lot of shit up. But at the same time, my brother Knockout, he hit me up earlier, and actually, I ain't gonna hold you. I was just pulling back up. You know what I'm saying, to the crib or whatever, and shit, I was like, man, let me jump on with Knockout real quick. I ain't spent too much. I probably spent 5 minutes over there, but just to be back and to be able to rock and talk this boxing. I ain't had a chance to really talk it, especially with what I've been seeing. And so, man, I saw you live, and I was like, man, let me jump on with my brother, man. Let me jump on with you.
I'm happy you did, bro, because I'm not even finna lie. Like I've been talking my shit, all that type of stuff, but it's like when you after a long hiatus, and especially like I'm being 100% with you, where I'm like I'm following boxing, but I'm following it in a real casual way. Like it's like damn, it's like you hopping on. It's like man, why'd I ever? It's weird how shit go. I'm like that's all I gotta really say. It's just weird how shit go. Where it's like I I didn't plan on going live tonight, but it was just like a certain time hit, and I was like man. I know Errol Spence versus Terence Crawford's happening this weekend. I know for a fact I'm gonna do Fluence Lounge, and I'm just gonna do it just because it's a big fight. But it's like I really just don't want to go live and watch it just because it's a big fight. Like that's not what my channel was about. My channel was about talking about shit, having
It's
debates.
about boxing. It's about
Yeah, it was about boxing. So I'm like, it kind of felt like a cheat. So it was like at some point, I knew I need to come back and talk boxing, but I had just been putting it off for so long because it was just like I was just so used to my new routine where it was like I was doing what I was doing and I was coming back to the crib and I wasn't going live. So it was like I don't really need to go live type, but you know what I'm saying? Me now doing this today, like it's really like I really do miss doing this shit because I'm like, this shit really is fun. I'm not even finna cap. Like this shit really is fun, bro. Like no cap. Like it's really escape from like work and
life
all that other shit.
from life, bro. Like
Bro.
being a runner, and I know your channel. You've been rocking way longer than I have, and I know
Yeah, my
I got
channel
in,
like 7 years old. My shit is old.
but I got into a groove where shit. I was going live 3 4 times a week. You know what I'm saying? Late night, having a good time, and then when I found out I had to go back into the office and my shit it ended up getting cut off, bro. Man, that shit hurt me, bro. It hurt me because it took away a lot of my it took one of my releases away, if that makes sense. This was one of my times where I can get away from my
Hey,
daily grind, you know what I'm saying?
like,
And now I'm back into the goddamn rat race, and I can't do what the fuck I want to do like I used to do. And man, but I'm hoping I'm trying to see how everything for to play out. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be able to, because of the opportunity I've been presented with, but it don't always happen that way. So, man, hey, now, let's talk boxing. You ready?
all right, well, right before we go into that, Black Lives says good to take breaks to reevaluate and reassess passion in life. That is 100% true. Beautiful comment. They said, what a great time to come back, though. God timing on a great weekend of boxing. And with that being said, go ahead. Let's
Hey,
talk about
you breaking up? You breaking up a little bit?
okay, where did I break up at, man?
No, I kind of heard you say it's good to come back,
Oh,
and
yeah. Okay.
I think you hit the comment, and then you said let's talk boxing. That's what I
All right, one
picked.
more time. Black Goliath says good to take breaks to reevaluate and reassess passions in life.
Facts.
It said, what a great time to come back, though. God timing on a great weekend of boxing. And I was like, on that, say what you got to say.
So first off, man, tonight, later tonight, you know, I'm gonna miss the fight, but we got a Monster versus a New. I'm
That's tonight?
excited. I'm excited for the fight. Um, man, shout out to my brother R West, because R West, he told me, he said this a while ago. He was like, "Bro, Monster gonna stop Fulton." I was like, nah. I think Fulton. I think he gonna be able to outbox his ass. Then I've been, you know, driving back and forth. Well, hell, driving back and forth and shit, listening to the different commentaries and shit about the fight, and I want Stephen Fulton. I want him to win the fight, bro. I want him to win. My problem is he ain't no puncher. You know what I'm saying? When in the only fight we ever seen Monster struggling with Nonito Donaire. In that fight, Nonito, he ain't no huge puncher, but he got stoppage power. You feel me? He done knocked plenty of motherfuckers out. Then he also broke Monster face in that damn fight. I just Stephen Fulton, I don't think he can. I don't think he got that power like that. And because of that, man, Stephen Fulton. The other problem I have is he fights the other person's fights a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? And so in this situation, I just if he go in there and fight a monster fight in any type of way, he's gonna lose that fight. He need to be on the back foot the entire night. He need to box the entire night. He need to use his length, his range, his jab. If he doesn't do that the entire fight, he gonna get stopped. He gonna get stopped. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. And but I still think that his boxing skills are so elite. I think he has some of the elite boxing skills in the division at 122. You know what I'm saying? So
So you
it's
got winning. Just pick right now. Who you got winning between the two?
I I got Monster winning right now. I got Monster winning right now.
KO, decision, TKO.
KO.
What round?
9-10.
Okay, real quick. J Rock said, "Dan, where you been? We out here got a hiatus." And he said, "Now you by KO. Fulton just made the monster mad with all these antics. What's good with it, R West? You got any opinion on everything that Dub just said? Let me know, man."
Shout out to
Shit,
my
we
nigga R West in the building, man. What up, bro?
my niggas. What's up, man?
What up,
What's
fam?
happening?
It's
Let me
been a
know. What you
minute.
anything you got to say about what Dub
So
said about and now you versus Fulton? What's your
here's
opinion on that?
And real quick, before you cook R West, like I said, R West told me this shit probably 4 months, 5, 6 months ago. He was like, nah, a new way gonna hurt his ass. And he always say I argued his ass down about that shit. And now I ain't gonna hold you. I gotta change my opinion because just looking at it objectively, outside looking in, it's gonna be a tough ass fight. And I
Stand
Steve.
by your decision now.
No, I'm standing by what I'm saying. But Steve full. I mean, yeah, cool boy, man. He get into fighting the other person's fight too much. And this is a fight that he can't do it in. Against Brandon Figueroa, he fought the wrong fucking fight. In this fight, if he does that, he getting stopped. He gotta box the entire time. The entire time. He gotta use his lateral movement. He gotta use his jab. He gotta use his length and his range. And I don't know, man. I just and with the gloves and shit and the wraps and all that bullshit, man. Like I don't know how true it is. I know Monster the man that fought on, and if you look at the rules and shit, wrapping your hands, whether you it's all different depending on where you fight at. If you fight in the States, it's one thing. If you fight in the UK, it's another. If you fight in Japan, it's another. You know what I'm saying? They're all different. And so I don't know, man. Hey, I want to hear what R West got to say.
Go ahead, R West. What you think? How you feel about what Dub said?
I can't. Hey, Dub know way more boxing than me, so I'm obviously sticking with Monster. So, but yeah, it was funny because I remember when we was talking about it, he was actually the first. Dub was the first person to be like, "Nah, man, you got it wrong." So I literally start, thinking like, "Man, I don't know, maybe I do." I start questioning my pick because I know I'm like. Dub knows so much damn boxing the way he studied, like I'm questioning it, but mine is really like it's a couple things. And hey, this is just me. I ain't no expert or nothing, but I look at it like Fulton. I like Fulton actually. That's the thing. Like the thing is, my heart not gonna be broke if Fulton knock Monster out and win the fight. Like my heart ain't gonna be broke, even though I admit I am a Monster fan. But Fulton, and he just I don't feel like he got enough to keep him off of him. I feel like the weight classes at that smaller weight, I feel like he's not big enough. You know what I mean? I don't feel like he's too big for a new way either. Like that, and I could be wrong on that, but I don't feel like he's too big for a new way. But you want to know the number one thing that really made me a fan of a new way and made me pick him? And this ain't even just for this fight, but he's the only fighter that I know. Like to me, Monster Tough. He the only dude that I can attribute to got his orbital bone broke in a fight and did not take a knee and quit.
Nah, well,
And I could be giving him too much, but I just seen that from you can go kill bro. You always a heavyweight. Dubois.
Nah, hold
Dubois
on.
did
What's
the
his
same
name?
thing.
Ugas got his orbital bone, bro. He didn't take no knee. They stopped the fight. He
Yeah,
did, but
he
he
stopped
didn't
the
quit
fight.
though.
Right.
He didn't quit
You're
though.
right. You're right. He did. So, because you're right, he did get his orbital bone broke, didn't he?
Yeah, he did, and he got his ribs broke. and,
And
and that's gonna go into the bud conversation next. So
Wait. Before you go into the Bud one, I do want to finish this because I want to give my decision. Excuse me, my opinion when it comes to Fulton versus Nate real quick. Um, I think Fulton is a very good fighter. I think Fulton is elite. You know what I'm saying? And I think Fulton beats anybody in that division other than the Monster. I'm gonna be 100 with you because there's something about the Monster. It doesn't even have to deal with the boxing aspect, the power aspect. I just think when it comes to any sport, and this is now me giving my opinion where I'm like, okay, I kind of stepped away from really being, really into the sport, watching it and really, what I'm saying, taking it in type of time. It's just youth. Youth really means something. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter what sport we're talking about. When you were a younger fighter, when you have a lot of prestige around you, when you have a lot of people around you, and I'm not just talking about hyping you up, but when you have a lot of expectations and you're able to meet those expectations, I just think at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who you come across. It's just your time. And that's why I think, and it kind of interrupted Dub a little bit when he was about to go into the Terence Crawford Errol Spence thing. It would have been a different conversation if we were talking about that fight maybe 2 to 3 years ago.
Hey, Flu, real quick, you breaking up again. You breaking up again, bro.
Oh, I know what it is. Hold on a second. Oh, sorry talking. I know what it is real quick. I'm gonna shut it down real quick. So go ahead, Dub. Say some things. I'm gonna make sure my shit coming in clear.
No, I mean, the thing is and it's crazy. What Stephen Fulton? What is he? 28. I don't. I mean, when you start
Back,
speaking on age, can you hear me? Testing 1, 2, 3.
I hear you, Dub. I hear you.
Okay. I was gonna say, man, I think Stephen Fulton 28. I ain't gonna hold you. I don't even know how old Anua is.
I knew
If
you
I
was
had
only
to
like
guess,
24, 25 years old.
okay. But shit, that ain't. I mean, in that situation, you can't. I don't think age plays a. I don't think age plays a part in this fight. I don't think it's nothing about.
The reason why I say age does still play a part is because even though Fulton is still young when it comes to how we see it in boxing, I'm like, when you're talking about, especially in the smaller weight classes,
How old is Fulton?
if you have a certain prestige behind you and a certain expectation, I feel like that's when age, especially at a 24, 25, it really comes into play because I'm like, when you're that young, it's very rare you have that type of hype behind you, especially when you're coming from a different country and people really rallying around you. And I know that kind of sounds weird, but I'm like a guy like Inayu, I'm like the type of hype that he has, especially with who he beat. I'm like, I do think Fulton is an absolute beast, but I really do think the age factor, him being young, him having the KO power that he does have, I think he's just as good as a boxer as Fulton. I don't think he can do as many different aspects of boxing as Fulton, but I think his boxing ability, as far as his fundamentals, is just as good. I think he's going to have the opening to be able to uh, uh, put himself in a position in the fight where he's going to be able to, in my person, I don't think he's going to outbox Fulton, but I think he's going to have the opportunity to stop him because he's just going to have those type of openings because of the type of boxer he is. So I'm like, I feel like he can outbox Fulton, but not in the sense that we think. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, Fulton can outbox him as far as being on his back foot or even being on the outside, throwing the right combinations, counter punching, etc. I think now you has the opportunity to outbox him in the sense where he's going to be able to land the right amount of punches or land the right amount of power punches or the right amount of counter punches that will be able to put Fulton in a position where he's basically going to be in survival mode.
How old is Fulton?
But now, I gotta say this: Cool Boy is 29. He a 94 baby. Monster Anyway is 30. He a 93 baby. So
they almost the
so I
same
was
age.
wrong. Wait, and now you is 30? I thought he was like 24.
No, he's 30.
Nah, he's like 30, bro.
Well, there goes my casual. I take back everything I just said. Everything I just said is some bullshit then. Everything I said was, I thought that nigga was like 24, 25. That nigga 30? That's not old. 30. I'm not saying that's not old, but when did he turn 30? Educate me.
He just turned 30. Let me see. Hold on. I was just looking at it.
Oh, so now he's all cap. I got Fulton then. I'm finna put some money down. Fulton is Fulton the underdog? I'm finna make some money off of this. Look, you see I just changed that quick? I'm a casual now, y'all. I can do this now. So y'all could I couldn't do this before, but I can do this now.
Underdog like 7 birthdays.
Oh, I can do this now. I'm putting money on Fulton. Y'all should have never told me that.
I don't think age play a part in this fight.
You don't think so?
They're the same fucking age.
You don't think age plays a part? Why? Let me ask that. Why?
Because they're the same age. One dude is 29, one dude is 30.
But okay, all right.
Can y'all hear my mic?
A year apart. I hear that. But let's not look at it in the age of just like us walking around like, oh, he's 29, he's 30. Like, let's look at it in the sense of what have they been through? What has been their experience? And I feel like the experience level, Fulton, he fought heavier guys, right?
Yeah.
So, in my personal opinion, Fulton, even though he's 1 year younger, I think he's in this experience, he's in the position, and y'all see, I'm saying it right now. I'm changing everything that I'm talking about.
Yeah, you are. I was gonna say that.
Yeah. I'm not capping, but I'm changing everything I'm talking about. I'm like, his experience is more because I'm like, he's fought heavier guys at younger ages, and then he's going down in weight, technically, quote unquote, to fight Anayu, who's older. That has to mean something.
But he's not going down in weight. He been fighting at 22.
I know that, but it sounds weird, right? But I'm like, in Fulton's case, I'm like, he's not technically going down in weight, but the level of competition, I'm like, and now his circuit hasn't, it's going to sound casual, but his circuit hasn't necessarily been mainstream to the extent where he's fighting American fighters, right?
Agreed.
His biggest text has been Dinero, right?
Donaire, yeah.
Who was a legend.
Facts.
Absolute legend. He had problems in that second fight.
No, he had problems in the first fight. In the second fight, he knocked him out in the second round. So
you telling me he didn't have problems in that second fight until he knocked him out?
He knocked him out in the second round.
I know that, but you telling me he didn't have problems in that second fight. I know he had problems in the first fight, but you didn't tell me he didn't have the same problems in the first fight.
What type of problems can you have when you knock a motherfucker out in the second round?
What do you mean?
What problems did you see?
The same problems he had in the first fight.
No, and the problems that the only problems we saw Monster have is when Nonito, even though once again Nonito can punch for his size, you know what I'm saying?
Nonito was a better boxer in the first fight.
That's the only time we ever seen him have problems is with the better boxer. But even then, he found a way to land his shots. You know what I'm saying?
Which I respect. But if he was younger, this is why I was saying what I was saying, because I thought he was younger. Like, me knowing now his age, it makes me now feel a certain way where I'm like, well, you shouldn't have had that much problem. I'm not saying Nonito was not a beast, but I'm like, at that particular time, I'm like, you shouldn't have had that much problems.
Why not? He fought a legend. You gotta have trouble with a legend. Regardless.
It's just the hype. I'm like, when you have that type of hype behind you when it comes to Nonito, and you haven't really not Nonito, but when it comes to now you haven't really fought anybody, you go into that thinking that it's going to be a different fight. But when you watch it, you see, okay, he's not He is a very, very, very solid boxer, right? But there was points when he was getting outboxed by Nonito in the first
I,
fight.
I understand that, but at the same time, you gotta look. The man, he stopped. Just look at the record. He stopped Nonito. He knocked Paul Butler ass out. He knocked Diapan out. Who else he
I don't
knocked
know
out?
everyone you talking about. I'm a casual now. I don't know who the fuck you talking about.
You know Jason. I know you know Jason Maloney.
I sure do. And I'm like, if anybody else knocked out Jason Maloney, I would be saying, well, I don't know who you talking about.
I'm just saying. All I'm saying is that at the end of the day, man, it's the puncher. It's the puncher power that get me. It's the puncher power that get me. And because Stephen Fulton, because the man has such a lack of punching power, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It scares me in the fight. And
can I ask this question though?
Go ahead.
A lot of people say Fulton had a lot of trouble with Figueroa, right? How do you think now you would have done against Figueroa?
He did have trouble with Figueroa. He fought the wrong fight in that.
I'm not saying he didn't. I'm just saying, how do you think now you would have done against Figueroa? You think he would have knocked out? You think he would have knocked him out?
Hell yeah.
But that's weird though. People are acting like Brandon Figueroa is not a good fighter.
No, Brandon Figueroa can fight. I like
That's
Brandon Figueroa.
Who is other than De Niro? Who is anyone?
De Niro.
I told you I'm a casual now, so let me live. Who is it now you fight? That's better than Figueroa. Figueroa is a lot younger than both of them. Figueroa is literally now. See, this is why I know I'm right. He's literally only 23 years old.
Say that again.
I said Figueroa is the one person. This is why I know I'm right. He's only like 23, 24 years old. He's young.
I mean, I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm not disagreeing how. Hold on. Wait. Say that one more time.
I'm saying Figueroa. I'm like, this is the one thing you can't disagree. He's young, so I'm like, even though Fulton
he's
beat him.
Oh, Figueroa
is 27, right? 27.
Figueroa?
Yeah.
Hell no, Figueroa older. He got to be older than 27.
No, he's not. Figueroa is young. That's one thing I'll stand by. And I would go and I would look it up, but I'm like, this phone, it'll maybe go out of chat. But Figueroa is not old. Figueroa is younger than all them niggas.
He old, but I'm saying that Figueroa ain't no young spring chicken.
He is.
Nah, bro. Hold on, let me see. Hold on. Brandon Figueroa gotta be approaching that 30-year-old age, bro.
Brandon Figueroa near 30 years old. He's nowhere near 30. If I were to guess, he's 25 at the most.
Brandon Figueroa?
Yes.
25.
I should have bet on that shit. I told you. I knew it. I was like, that nigga look way too young.
How old is Brandon Figueroa? You pulled it up?
Oh, I thought you pulled it up.
No, I ain't pulled it up yet. I ain't pulled it
Why
up.
you hype me up like that, nigga? I was like, yeah, I knew it, nigga. No, yeah, I got 25. That's what I got. I got 25. There's no way he's older than 25.
Let's see.
26, maybe.
Yeah, nah, you're right. He's 26. He's 26.
I knew. I was like, that nigga look young as hell. So I'm like, you got a young nigga. I'm not saying like Figueroa. I'm like, Figueroa was a beast when he fought Fulton. Like, he was undefeated. Niggas had so much invested in him. And he's still undefeated after Fulton. He hasn't lost. So I'm like, I'm not saying Nonito isn't better than him. Nonito is a Hall of Famer. But at the same time, age really comes into a factor. And this is not me even making a case. Like, what's crazy is I had Fulton losing all the way until I found out Nonito was, you know what I'm saying, he was a year older than Fulton. Honestly, I still think Anayu is going to win against Fulton just because of the power.
Did you say Nonito is a year older than who?
Yeah, I fucked up. I meant to say Anayu. That's what I was talking about. I was like, I didn't know he was 30 years old. I thought he was younger than that. I thought he was like 26, 27. I thought he was a young prospect. So I didn't know he was a year older than Fulton. So I'm still going to stand by the fact that age means something. And look, y'all got to give me some, like, I told y'all, man, I'm a casual right now. So y'all got to, you know what I'm saying, bear with me with some of the fuck I got.
We ain't got to give you a goddamn thing. I expect you to be as sharp as you. Always is.
You don't, goddamn it. I'm like, Shannon Sharp take 2 months off. He's still on this shit. But I'm gonna still stand by what I say. I'm like, as much as I think Fulton is a very good boxer, and as much as I really support Fulton, fuck it. I think he's gonna win. But he's gonna lose to the judges. He's gonna outbox. No, he's gonna outbox. And everyone's gonna be surprised.
I hope you're right. So in the fight, I'm rooting for goddamn Cool Boy. I think Cool Boy can win if he fights his fight. And the problem I have is I done watched him too many times. At least in the day, even when he fought Daniel Roman, I give him credit because in that fight he fought his fight. You know what I'm saying? The problem is that I done watched this man fight the wrong fights. When he fought Angelo Leo, fought the wrong fight. You know what I'm saying? I done watched Cool Boy fight the wrong fights and he came out victorious in those fights, but they were way too close than what they should have been. And in this one, this is the fight where if like I said, if he stay on that back foot, he utilized his length, his jab, continue to change angles, continue to fight off the back foot, I think he has a good chance. But the problem is he get into trading matches, and this ain't the fighter you want to get into a trading match with. He ain't never fought a fighter who punched like Inouye do. You know what I'm saying? He ain't never fought one. And so, but at the same time, Monster ain't ever fought an individual who fight that slick style that Cool Boy can fight. The problem is Cool Boy don't always fight that fight. He's known to get sucked into the game plan of his opponent. And so I gotta see what happened.
Well, he has all the odds stacked against him. Like he's not fighting, obviously he's fighting overseas. He's fighting in his opponent's hometown. He's gonna be a different time when he's gonna be fighting. Like there's a lot going on. That's why I think he's trying to get, well, I won't say him, but at the very least the manager, trying to tone down what opportunities his opponent has of getting the upper hand when it comes to the, how he's getting his knuckles wrapped or his hands wrapped, all that type of stuff. Even though I think none of that's going to matter at the end of the day. I think who's going to win is who's going to win, and I think everything is set up, obviously, for Fulton to lose. That's how it's looked at and set up.
But real quick, the way you wrap your hands, that definitely matters. Go back and I don't know if you remember El Pedo. What's the nigga name? Oh man,
I'm not saying it doesn't matter. That's not what I'm saying.
What's the nigga name, man? Who he beat oh god damn. Any other day I call these fighters' name like it's next like it's.
I'm just saying it's stacked up in a situation, and maybe it's just being put this way because, his team knows, like, let's put all these, discrepancies out. So if we do lose, we can end up saying this shit after it happens. I don't know. Everything is marketing at the end of the day. I'm just saying this particular fight, as close as we think or as much as the mega fight we think it is, I think it's not going to be that. I think we're going to watch it, and I think it's going to either be boring or it's going to be one-sided. I hate to say that, but I think that's what it's going to be. I think because I'm like, there's just so many details where it's like this shit is just not matching up where it seems fair.
I don't think it's gonna be a boring fight. I think it's gonna be a good fight. I
hope.
I just don't, man.
Nigga said Gervonta Davis versus Ryan Garcia was gonna be a good fight. Y'all see how that went? That wasn't a good fight.
Well, I told you, I always said that wasn't going to be a good fight. I always said Ryan was going to get his ass knocked the fuck. He was going to get stopped. I said that from the beginning. So
that's a perfect segue to go into: is Errol Spence versus Terence Crawford an overhyped fight? Is this shit not going to be what people think it's going to be?
I mean, possibly, but might get his ass knocked out early. He might get his ass knocked out early.
So that's how you feel. I'm gonna be 100 with you. I think this fight is not gonna be anywhere near. I think it's gonna be it's gonna be on the same pace. Here's the thing, us boxing fans, man, and I can do this now as a casual because I took a step away from this. We're so We love the hype. We enjoy hyping up the fight more than the actual fight. I've noticed that. I'm like, when I think about Ugas versus Errol Spence, you know what I'm saying? When I think about Terence Crawford versus Sean Porter, when I think about these fights, you know what I'm saying? Anthony Joshua versus Usyk, like we love to talk about the fight so much and we make it seem like it's going to be something great. But then when the actual fight happens, it's like, all right, I kind of expected that. Or it's like, okay, that wasn't really what I thought it was. But we don't want to express that because we kind of, you know what I'm saying, pause, blew our load before the actual fight happened. So, in my personal opinion, I think this is the same type of situation. I'm like, boxing knows the type of fans they have, right? This was purposeful. This was strategic. They made sure that this fight happened when it was supposed to happen because we know when it does happen and we watch it, this shit is not going to be as exciting as you think it's going to be. Terence Crawford versus Errol Spence. I will tell you now, mark this down. No one's going to watch it because I ain't been on YouTube and I don't know how long. But I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be the first nigga to tell you, everyone who's debating about this shit, trying to say it's going to be close, trying to say someone's going to get knocked out, I'm going to be the first nigga to tell you, when this fight is said and done, everyone's going to be like, man, what the fuck did I just watch? Can't be overhyped. Number one versus number two for Undisputed. And see, R West, I love you and I appreciate you, but as fans, it's audiences, it's people watching the sport, niggas like you. That's why you keep the shit keep going. Because for you to think this shit ain't gonna be overhyped, I'm telling you right now, you're gonna be truly disappointed.
So, but this is the problem. This is the problem right here. If what a lot of people would consider is possibly the biggest fight in boxing right now, if we're saying this is going to be overhyped, then that means that any of the other fights, any other fight, because this is, as boxing fans, we look at this as the goddamn World Cup championships, soccer wise, right? This is how we looking at this fight. So if it's overhyped, then the question becomes, are we ever going to see true 50-50 fights? And I disagree with you because I think this is a true 50-50 fight. I still pick EJ to win now. I pick EJ. But at the same time, man, Bud got plenty of paths to victory, in my opinion. And so I think, man, and now let me ask this. I'm gonna ask this the question this way right here. So if Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson, if they actually fought, right? A lot of people would watch that fight and say it was they would probably say it was more or less a boring fight.
Yeah, okay. All right. So you getting what I'm putting down. Okay.
But,
Go ahead.
but the reason they would say that is because they don't understand boxing truly. They don't understand the chess game that's going to be played. They don't understand even with Lomachenko and Devin. It was Devin threw he in my opinion, Devin fought the wrong fight that night. Still was able to get the victory, but
how you fight the wrong fight when he won?
The reason because he could have made it much easier than he made it.
So and, that's my point. You're proving my point.
He would have made, but hold on. But this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. And if he would have made it easier, people would have said, "Oh, that was an overhyped fight." Whereas
they're already saying that. They're saying it was controversial. They're saying it was a robbery. Like you proving my point. This is what I'm saying. I'm like, Dub, like I hear you. I'm not saying when I watch the fights, I don't enjoy them. I'm not saying when I watch them, I don't think they make a fight. What I'm saying is we as a boxing community, it's weird. It's like, because when you look at sports as a whole, right? When you look at basketball, right? There's a million basketball podcasts. People enjoy watching them, love watching them. But at the end of the day, they enjoy watching the actual product, the finals game. As much shit people may talk, that's what they enjoy watching, right? I'm not really into baseball and shit like that, but I'm like, it's kind of the same when it comes to these other sports. But when it comes to boxing, I've noticed boxing fans, boxing hardcores, they enjoy this debate. They enjoy the podcast. They enjoy all that shit a lot more than the actual fight. Like when the actual fight happens, the amount of times I've seen people say like, oh, this shit is a robbery. This shit ain't what it was supposed to be. This shit is this shit is that. Rather than actually just being like, damn, that was a good fight. The winner really took it. That never happens. right? It's very rare you see that. There's always a debate about, oh, who got robbed or who should have won the fight and all this type of shit. So I'm like, when it comes to boxing, I'm like, I've noticed, I'm like, we are so much more invested in the topic of what's going to happen than rather what actually happens. So that's what I'm saying. When it comes to Terence Crawford and Errol Spence, I guarantee you, I'll say this right now for a fact. When the outcome happens, if it's not a clean nigga just getting KO'd and knocked the fuck out, and even then I think the motherfuckers will have some shit to say. But if that's not the case, people will come to be like, well, shit, we waited this long for that. That's what it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? People won't even appreciate that moment. And I feel like that takes so much away from boxing.
Flu, you could give me all of that, and I'm not even going to disagree. What I'm going to say is this. Give me your breakdown on the fight, brother. Respectfully, of course, respectfully.
My personal breakdown on the fight, man, with me being a casual right now, I don't even want to go too much extensively into it.
Stop it.
I'm a casual. But if you want me to be 100 when it comes to how the actual fight is going to go, I think Errol Spence, everyone's talking about it. He's obviously the bigger fighter. I think he obviously comes out when it comes to what he does. He definitely has, when it comes to, when it comes to him actually, damn, I'm forgetting the word for it. It's not momentum, but when he's actually putting the work in, what I mean by that is putting the work in is like,
he's going to be
my bad. Work rate. I'm sorry. Okay, my bad.
Fighter. He's going to be an active fighter.
Yeah, his work rate in the fight, how active he is, going to the body, all that good stuff. Like, he's going to be able to do that. He's a bigger fighter. His work rate's going to be more. He's going to be able to push the pace, all those type of things. He's going to have all that into his advantage, right? His defense is amazing. His trainer, James, absolutely amazing. You know what I'm saying? I think he's going to have all those things that's going to be able to make sure that his ability is put into the utmost and be able to put to the test and be able to succeed. I think Errol Spence is an absolutely phenomenal boxer, right? I think Terence Crawford is a phenomenal boxer. Y'all know I've been called a Terence Crawford lover, all this type of stuff over the time of me being a YouTube. I'm a casual now, so I don't remember none of the shit y'all said, but I remember it. But, you know what I'm saying? I love Terence Crawford, you feel me?
So you got Bud winning.
So, no, I didn't even say that. I don't think Terence Crawford has anything over Errol Spence. I think actually Errol Spence, when it comes to when you're just looking at it from an eye test, Errol Spence should demolish Terence Crawford. If Terence Crawford even has a slight sliver of a chance to win, it's ridiculous because I'm like, there's nothing that says that Terence Crawford should win. He's a smaller fighter. He fights from southpaw. Sometimes he fights from the orthodox. But even with that being the case, yeah, he has power, but his work rate is lower. He's not as strong. He doesn't necessarily push the pace. He doesn't keep you on your back foot. There's nothing about his style and how he fights where you should, if you're looking at it from the eye test, be like, well, Terence Crawford is going to win. Everything points to Errol Spence being the better fighter, the bigger fighter, and the one who's going to take the W. It's not even, if you look at it from the eye, like this is the casual fighter. If you're just looking at it, there's nothing close that tells you that, like, you a wild man. You betting all your money away if you betting on Terence Crawford. This is the Errol Spence fight.
Who are you picking to win?
Well, that's obvious. I've been said this. I'm picking Terence Crawford.
Oh, so look, so you said all of that to say that you just sat here and told me. You said Bud ain't got a chance. Errol does this. Any man in his right mind would be gambling his money away. That's what you said. I didn't say it. You said it, right?
Absolutely. The way this shit is presented, to the. Can I say this? Oh, go ahead.
Let me finish, Lou. Yeah. And then you proceeded to say all these things on why you would be asinine to pick Bud to win, and then you pick Bud to win. Make it make sense.
So did I just not have a long conversation saying how I feel like boxing, when it comes to the media, is manipulated? We're not actually looking at the fights. We're so much focused on the previews, the build-up, what everyone is saying. So I'm like, if you're thinking about that, if that's what you're paying attention to, if you're watching, like, okay, this is why this person should win, and rightfully so, because boxing is such a one-sided sport. A lot of times when these fighters fight each other, it's not a close matchup. It's not something where you're like, okay, Let me decide if I want to pick this person or this person. It's really like, okay, if I pick this person, I look dumb as fuck, right? Because that's how this boxing is presented. And that's why I feel like it's losing a lot of steam. But in that same sense, that's why I have such a beef when it comes to this fight happening at the time it's happening, because I feel like this fight should have happened. I'm not even saying years ago, but I think the promotion wise should have been differently.
Hold
Right?
on. Now, wait a minute. I got to stop you when we talk promotion. And let me tell you why. I got to stop you when we talk promotion. They are promoting the hell out of this fight, and people don't even understand it. I'm going to tell you why I say that. I got my son. You know what I'm saying? He spent damn near the whole summer with his mama, right? Nigga come back. I'm in there kicking with him and shit. He getting ready to jump online and play the game Fortnite. I look on the corner down there. Guess what I see? Bud Crawford EJ bought a pay-per-view right here. This is Sony platform. So I look on the Xbox. I see the same thing on the Xbox. They are promoting this fight very well. And I just hope the people go out of Flu. I know you'll tell me you got a link, and you better buy this motherfucking fight. You better buy it.
I'm not going to. That's why I say this is a misconception.
Here go to cap now. Now you capping.
You can call it cap. I call it misconception. Just because you see it everywhere, it don't mean it's being promoted right.
What you want them to promote it at, Flu?
It doesn't matter where you promote it. It's the matters when people are invested in wanting to buy it. You don't have to push shit everywhere for people to want to have it. That's my point. That's why I'm saying a lot of people want to talk like, oh, Spence and Terence Crawford is finally happening. I'm like, no one really cares.
So you don't care about this fight?
I care, but that's because I love boxing. Any motherfucker outside of boxing is gonna be like, who's fighting and why do I give a fuck? But that's where you know this shit is real.
But what else do we want? So look, if you love boxing, you love boxing. If you don't, you don't. The same way that I'll sit here and ride back and forth and listen to motherfuckers talk about boxing, right? I'm buying 2 hours both ways, listening to motherfuckers talk about boxing.
You're a hardcore fan, bro.
And so, but this is the thing. Then who is boxing for? It's for the fans. Everybody's not always going to be a fan. Everybody's not going to love boxing the way we do. And so,
I know that, but
we should be happy. We should be elated. I'm trying to tell you.
All right, let me ask you this: How invested are you in when it comes to UFC?
None. I don't watch UFC at all.
Do you know the difference between UFC and MMA?
Let me rephrase it. I do watch UFC, but I only watch certain.
Do you know the difference between UFC and MMA?
Yes, UFC is a brand. MMA is a art. I ain't gonna say art form.
So are you watching any other MMA brands that are putting on pay-per-view?
Let me finish, and then I got you. I'm answering all questions. All I'm saying is UFC is a platform. UFC is almost like, and I say this respectfully, it's almost like Top Rank or the PBC or Metro.
So it's not even close. That's not even the same thing. So I'm like, are you watching any other, like if a Bellator pay-per-view come on, a one championship pay-per-view come on, are you watching that?
It depends who's fighting.
No. So that's my whole entire point. I'm like, you're willing. Let's hear me out. You're willing to watch something where you're not that invested to, just because you're like, yo, that name associated with UFC is crazy. Terence Crawford and Errol Spence. You want to know how many casuals is watching that? Don't give a fuck about boxing. It's very rare. This ain't Floyd versus Manny. This is what I'm trying to tell the people. When people do not.
Let me ask you. Flu, you've been gone for a minute, so let me ask your opinion on this thing. All right, and I'm not mad at what you're saying. I'm not mad at it.
I still keep it real. I'm like, I might have been gone for a minute. I don't know it, but I'm gonna tell you this right now. Terence Crawford and Errol Spence.
Question.
Tyson Fury versus Francis Ngannou is gonna get way more shit than this.
All right, cool.
I'll bet on that.
Let me ask you a question. And the reason I want to ask it is because I want to make sure what I understand what you're saying before I ask the question. What you're saying is that if you don't know boxers, then a lot of casuals, they're not going to buy the fight because they don't know these motherfuckers, right?
Facts.
All right, cool. I don't disagree. So now this is my question for you.
Let me hear
Do a lot of motherfuckers know Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia?
it. Hell the fuck no, but they know Ryan Garcia.
They bought a hundred. It did 1.2 million pay per views.
That ain't shit in today's age. If you think that's good buys, that ain't shit.
Man,
If they did anything under a mil, that would be disappointing. Knowing, because I'm like, this is the thing. Y'all boxing fans love Tank so much, but y'all don't know. Y'all know if Tank. Let me say this. Let me say this. If Tank fights anyone else, he's not hitting those numbers. Those numbers were because of Ryan Garcia. It's because of Ryan Garcia. Let's be honest.
you a Ryan Garcia fan, so you gotta say that.
I am, but I'm like, that doesn't take away from the fact that Ryan Garcia is very influential in the social media area. Like, why are people not like this nigga knows the Logan Pauls, the Jake Pauls? Like, why do y'all act like none of that shit matters? Like, it's weird to me. I'm like, we're in 2023.
But I agree with you. I agree.
This YouTube shit is real.
The reason I agree is because if I go back and look at Tank fights against Hector Garcia, if I go back and look at him against Rolly, if I look at it against Pitbull Cruz, if I go back and look at these fights, they didn't do nearly the numbers that him and Ryan did. So I agree with you. We agree on that.
I'm not saying Gervonta Davis isn't a star, because he is. Gervonta Davis is definitely a star, but
taking nothing from Tank. I'm saying that when you had that the individual that you're fighting, you're as we always said, your partner matters. You know what I'm saying? Your dance partner matters,
and that's why, real quick.
Hold on, let me finish.
I was gonna say, Dub. I was gonna get comment. That's why, real quick, Dub. When we go live, nigga, you gotta be there because I'm like, damn, I missed this shit. I'm like, it's some good. I'm like, I ain't even watch boxing like that. I'm like, damn, I forgot how invested in this shit I am. Go ahead. Oh, this nigga, I'm like, as soon as I was giving this nigga a compliment, this nigga got out the way. Hey, I'm gonna tell y'all real quick. I'm like, I'm feeling good. It's Monday, by the way, so y'all know. It's Monday. So a nigga should not be up this up. But the difference about this Monday is I'm up than a motherfucker. It's not even that late. R. West said, no, they weren't. Ryan's next fight won't sell anywhere near was the match. Okay, R. West, tell me where Gervonta Davis's fight sell that much. I had to mute the mic because I'm using the bathroom. But tell me that, R. West. I'm like, you talking about like people always want to, like when it comes to boxing, y'all be so one-sided, bro. Ryan's next fight won't sell anywhere near that amount. Well, Gervonta Davis is? Who is he fighting next, bro? Let me know. And I'm not going to keep this going too long. Y'all being extra. And y'all making me be like, I need to go and get extra. I don't know where Dub went. But it was a great conversation. I'm not even finna cap. But y'all be mad extra, bro, and it don't even need to be that extra. Like, come on, man. Y'all just gotta be real. Like, I know y'all appreciate, like, we was talking about Terence Crawford, Errol Spence. Like, I really like what's the like, okay, let me ask this. What's y'all expectation for Terence Crawford versus Errol Spence? How many pay-per-views do you think that's gonna sell? Does that sell more than let's say Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder? What's good, Doug?
My bad, bro. I hit the wrong button, man. I done clicked myself out doing my own shit.
I had you hyped, nigga.
Man, you what you say? You had me what?
I had you hyped, nigga. No pause shit. Come on now.
Oh, man, listen.
I be watching It Is What It Is, man. They be going crazy on the pause button, nigga. We ain't know.
Hey, nigga, I ain't, man, you know I ain't running from no smoke. You already know what it is. You know I ain't running from no smoke. But I think we agreeing. I think we agreeing more than anything. This because if
we're agreeing on different levels, though. I feel like you looking at it from the sense of like you two investing in boxing, bro. Like I needed this hiatus to make me not be so like, because I used to be so invested in boxing while I was trying to protect it. I tried to make boxing feel like it was a super sport when I just realized like, nah, boxing is kind of capped. Like boxing is capped right now. Like there's a reason why YouTube boxing is going crazy. That's why niggas who ain't never fought, they're making way more money than any boxer who did it for 10 years. Like, let's be real. Boxing is probably the most capped sport we've had in a minute. Like it's like let's be 100. If you train 10, if you was in your last 10 years, if you was trained to be the best boxer in the world, I feel sorry for you. Because you got a nigga doing it for 2 years with a following on YouTube who's making more money than you.
What when you say it's the most capped sport, what does that mean?
It's the most capped sport where you think you got to do everything you have to do to learn the fundamentals. You have to do everything you have to do to really learn the basics. And then when you learn that shit, you realize there's a nigga who don't learn none of that and he's making way more money than you.
I guess.
Tell me I'm wrong.
What I'm saying, no, you're not wrong. You're not wrong because you got the Jake Pauls of the world. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time,
Don't say one name. Don't say one name. That whole YouTube boxing, the misfit boxing shit, KSIs and shit.
KSI,
I would have never thought. 3-4 years. I'm not even an old nigga, but I'm going to be. I'm not even an old nigga, but I'm like 3-4 years ago. I would have never thought these niggas in this YouTube section. They do a training camp for 2 to 3 months. They making 500K, 700K. Like I never would have thought that would have been like I really used to believe in the fundamentals of boxing, bro. That shit is cap. We got Tyson Fury versus Ngannou. If you telling me I'm lying, why is Tyson Fury versus Ngannou finna happen?
I didn't tell you. I never said you was lying. I never said that.
You talk to me. I'm like this boxing. I'm like I love boxing. It's like it's low, but I'm kind of happy. Like
if you don't mind, I want to go back to the conversation we were having, how we got here, right?
Yo.
We were talking about EJ versus Bud. We were talking about the selling potential as well as the fight being less than what most individuals think it's going to be. That was the conversation. Am I right or wrong about that?
You're absolutely right. That's actually an amazing conversation. Let's get back to
it. Let's take it back to that. And I'm not trying to compare it to any other sport.
Yeah.
I'm going to be...
that's not fair, though. I don't think that's fair, though.
Okay, that's fine. You don't have to think it's fair. Fair is a place that they judge pigs. If you ask my son, he'll tell you the same thing. There's no such thing as fair. Nothing is fair in the world. Fair is a place that they judge pigs. And so, once again, going back to the question, I don't think that, and I've heard people tell me that this fight does more than Tank and Ryan does. I don't believe that. I don't think that Bud versus EJ. I'm begging people. I want everybody to buy the fight. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think they have the right following, and that is gonna. And then you have respectfully. I say it respectfully, Flu. You got somebody like yourself who love the sport, but ain't gonna support the sport. I mean, it is what it is. So. I mean, I think because
you say that in a negative way, though. I'm like, how is that a negative? Why should I support it? Why should I support a sport that ain't never supported its fans?
So you telling me this isn't a fight that we've always wanted to see?
Yeah, I wanted to see this shit when I was motherfucking 25. I'm not 25 no more.
So just because you didn't get it when you wanted to get it, now you can't support it.
Yeah, I have that right as a consumer. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, if that's the route you're gonna take, then I would argue that I don't know how much you love the sport. That would be my argument.
Okay, so tell me how much I don't love the sport. If I'm sitting here and I'm supporting the sport to its fullest, I'm giving it everything, nigga.
How you support the sport to its fullest? When what's the last pay-per-view you bought?
I ain't bought a pay-per-view in a long ass time.
How you supporting the sport?
But what gives me the reason for me to buy a pay-per-view if I know for the fact they're never going to put on the actual fights that need to be put on?
You're going to tell me you're supporting the sport like you told me tonight. You saying you support the sport, but you can't support it because it don't support you. But you can't tell me
that.
I'm
a consumer, bro. I'm a consumer. I don't buy shit that doesn't have nothing to do with me. I need to see some type of... If I'm a consumer... I'm buying it because I see the benefit. If I'm going to go watch a movie, I'm going to watch the movie because that movie seems like it's something that I'm going to enjoy. If I watch that movie and I don't enjoy it, guess what I'm finna say? Damn, I wasted my money. But if it was a movie that I enjoyed, I'm going to be like, damn, I'm probably going to go see it again. It's the same shit. Like, we're consumers. Like you can't expect me to just hand over my money, especially when there's inflation. everything is skyrocketing when it comes to prices. I'm not finna just hand my money over just because I'm gonna finna tell y'all, oh, I love boxing, so they deserve it. Like, nah, I'm done doing that. Like, that's not finna be the case. Like,
You never did
that's
it.
how we feed bullshit. That's how we allow this bullshit to keep going.
Flu. You never did it, bruh. You never did it.
That's cap. I definitely did.
When did you do it? What's the last pay-per-view you bought?
When I was a young nigga, I'm an old nigga now. I'm like 3-4 years ago.
What's the last pay-per-view you bought? What's the
So I'm
last
good. The last pay-per-view I bought, I regretted it, nigga. That's why I did it again, nigga.
What was it?
Shit. Last pay-per-view, Mayweather Pacquiao.
When did Mayweather and Pacquiao fight?
I was like 22.
No, what year? What year was it?
I don't know, nigga. I can't say that.
I believe it was 2016.
Said, why watch the fight apparently? Man, that's how I know, man. Y'all niggas, that's how niggas keep making money off of y'all because y'all do not see this shit the way I'm seeing. I'm telling y'all. Like, this is crazy. If like y'all see, because y'all love the sport, right? If you go into an insurance company and you like, yo, this is what I want, this is what I'm asking for in a package, and if they're not giving it to you, you finna go look at other options. Why is it when it comes to boxing, it's like, oh shit, you just gonna give me Jamel Charlo versus Tony Harrison, which I don't mind. I love that fight, but I'll never pay a pay-per-view for it. But that's what you gonna give me, or I'll pay for it. Like, why are you guys doing this to yourself? Like, y'all better than this.
But the problem is at this current moment in time, we're supporting the biggest fights in boxing. We supported the Ryan Garcia Tank Davis fight. Two superstars in the sport, even though Ryan Garcia ain't never had a belt.
That's my problem. Like, y'all capping. Y'all never supported Ryan Garcia. Y'all supported Tank Davis.
Listen. And so now we supported that fight. You telling us we not supporting them? We are. And now, because that's a fight we want to see, then they come back and they giving us Errol Spence versus Terence Bud Crawford, excuse me. Why wouldn't I support that fight? I gotta support that fight. That's one of the fights I've been looking for years. It's one of the biggest fights, if not the biggest fight in the sport of boxing. Why wouldn't I support it? If I truly love the sport, why wouldn't I support this? Why break it down for me?
Bro, y'all niggas be so cap because y'all had so much shit to say when the fight wasn't happening. Am I wrong?
I can say whatever. If the fight ain't happen, I can say whatever. But when the fight does happen, if I'm gonna have a say so, when it's not happening, when it is made, I'm gonna support it. If not, then why the hell was I even talking about it from the beginning?
You know that's why y'all got so many problems with your bitches, right? I'm being real. Like, y'all niggas don't be wanting to hear that shit. Am I wrong?
You're absolutely wrong.
Tell me why. Because I'm like, look, y'all the same niggas would be like, man, this fight needs to happen. This fight shouldn't happen. Y'all debating on about a whole bunch of fights that ain't never gonna happen. Then when it happens 2 years later, now you're like, okay, this shit finally happened. All y'all should be on board for the fight actually happen because it's gonna actually mean that we're gonna have more fights like this. Knowing damn well that's not the case. It's always, and see, this is why I get back. See, I was a casual, but I always come back to the business side. I don't know why, but it's happened with a nigga. I'm like, look. The only reason why this fight is happening right now because business-wise, it makes sense for both of them. Both them niggas is on their way out. There's no one for them to fight. They both 32, 33, 34, whatever the case may be. It's like, yo, we finna make a big bag off of this shit, and we not gonna make a bigger bag off of anybody else. That's why y'all niggas is doing it. And we gonna be like, no, support this shit. Like, this shit gonna finna happen a whole bunch. Like, man, stop the cap, bro. Who the fuck Gervonta Davis finna happen next after fighting Ryan Garcia? Is he really gonna fight someone we gonna be expected to want to see? No. Like, why we gotta be capping, man? This should be so mad cap. Let's be 100. Let's talk about it in the building.
What's down? What's good, boy?
What's happening, man? How you feeling, dog?
Ah, man. Y'all crazy, yo.
Hey, fam, I ain't heard from you in a minute, man.
I know, man. My pops passed on the 21st.
Oh, damn. R.I.P., man.
You know what I mean? And his birthday's actually tomorrow.
Hey man, happy birthday to Pops, man. R.I.P. Rest in power, man. Rest in power, Pops.
Oh, everything, man. R.I.P. Much love, for real, for real.
Yeah, it's all funny, yo. I understand what Coop's saying. He's saying it's like a money grab from YP support, and it fixes inboxing, so you never know what you're gonna get with boxing. At least in the movie, you know what to expect. And he's like, "Oh, that was a good ending."
Where'd he go? Can y'all still hear him?
Nah, he cut out. Can you hear
Okay,
me?
I thought it was maybe my shit. Oh, I'm gonna bring you back in. Let's talk about it. Hold up, hold that shit.
Bring it back. Let's talk about it. Bring it back. But real quick, I gotta say this, Flu. I gotta say this. Ain't no way.
Real quick, add yourself back in. Let's talk about it. Cause I'm like the screen went out. But go ahead.
It ain't no way you could tell me. Even if you want to tell me you a casual now, you could tell me that. You'll never be a casual. We done talk way too much boxing for me to believe you a casual. Respectfully, of course, respectfully. The thing is this. If you want to go that route, right, you got to tell me that this year, 2023, we have not, and this is what you got to tell me because I believe opposite. You got to tell me we have not got some of the possible, this hasn't been the best year of boxing that we've had in the last 10 years. That's what you got to prove to me. If you really telling me that you can't support this sport, and if you can't support the sport, then what the fuck you on here talking about it for? And I say that respectfully.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
I love it. I love that argument. And you probably gonna hate what I'm gonna say. And actually, I see what R. said. He's happily married. So, you know what I'm saying? If you happily married in a long-term relationship, you might not understand where I'm coming from. But that's like your bitch being like, I ain't finna give you the yams for 4 years. And then finally out of nowhere, she's like, I'm finna let you just tear this shit up. Oh, yeah, that shit is a celebration because it's like, I ain't been in that shit for 4 years. I'm going crazy. But at the same time, you're gonna look at it, it's like, well, why didn't you let me get up in that shit for 4 years? Like, what was the stall? So that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying this ain't one of the best years. I'm not saying we ain't having you know what I'm saying, some amazing fights happening and some, amazing events. I'm just saying for us to be happy about some shit that should have happened a long time ago, I'm like, that's how they play you. That's how they
but
get you.
this is the problem. What you just broke down was even when you broke down our West being happily married.
No, I wasn't doing that. Being happily married, much love. I wish I was in that position. So I ain't got nothing to do with that.
He know it ain't nothing against him. His old lady, man. Much love. That's my family. You know what I'm saying? That's my family right there. So ain't no disrespect whatsoever. He know what I'm talking about, like you do. When you use that, what you're saying is this. You want to use it as why you ain't let me get in the draw. Nah, that ain't what happened. What happened is you was able to get in there. You just couldn't do all the positions and you couldn't get it in like you really wanted to. But now you done finally got to the point where you could get it in like you really wanted to. You can do anything you motherfucking want to do. That's Errol Spence and Bud Crawford, right? So look, imagine, and I'm gonna make this graphic respectfully, and I say this respectfully, but you got your old lady.
Make this graphic, but respectfully, go ahead.
It's all respect. Y'all know what it is from me. I'm gonna keep it a buck, but it's respectful. I ain't talking about nobody else. Anyway, so you had your old lady, right? You done been with her 2 years. Now she ain't let you hit it from the back. Now you done smash. Now you done smash. It's missionary in head. That's the best you're gonna get. Then she let you hit it from the back. And now mind you, that's the tank fight. That's hey, okay, I get it. Then she come with some more for you. You know what I'm saying? And be like, you know what? What you want to do? You can do whatever you want to motherfucking do. That's the EJ Bud fight. And so, although now you still smashing, you ain't getting it how you want to, but now it get to the position. This is what I've been wanting anyway. You
fuck your whole shit up.
You was gonna marry her anyways. You was gonna be in love with her anyways because you done been there all this time regardless.
I'm gonna fuck your shit up. Everything you just said, I'm gonna fuck that whole what you said.
Go ahead.
You wanna know why I'm gonna fuck that whole entire shit up?
Break it down for me.
Because I'm like, okay, I bet. I understand. Like she's like, okay, well, I'm gonna give you this at this point. I'm gonna give you this at that point. I'm gonna give you this at this point. You know what the problem is? There? You know what the problem is?
I'm listening.
If she really valued your time, you would have had all them options in the beginning. She knows she can play you for the time that she has with you by doing that. So she's getting the most out of you. And a lot of people won't agree with this. I'm just being 100 with you. There's a nigga who ain't got to have no time put into this shit where all the options is available to him on the first, second time he fuck with the bitch. So I'm like, I'm not even trying to make it with a chick. It's the same thing when it comes to this business stuff, when it comes to boxing, all this stuff. Why am I saying this? And how do I have a point to prove? Tyson Fury versus Ngannou is happening.
Are we sure that's happening? When is that happening?
It's a signed contract. That is happening in October. So what am I telling y'all? If something has to be made and there's money to become out of it and people are interested, it will happen. It's the same thing with whatever woman that you fucking with. She ain't finna give you no boundaries when it comes to how you want to hit it, how you want to play with it, and how you want to fuck with it. But she's doing that because she knows you the type of nigga where, okay, I can do that. But if she knows, like, oh, wait, hold up, I can't do, all right, here's everything up front, that's the case. And that's how I see when it comes to this boxing shit. I love the fact Terence, that's what people was misrepresenting what I'm saying. I love Terence Crawford versus Errol Spence is happening. I'm hyped for this fight. This is an amazing fight. I'm just saying, you're not going to play me for a fool and be like, I'm going to be overly excited. Like, nah, nigga, this shit should have happened 4 years ago. And it could have happened 4 years ago. But you know, this is the perfect time to make it because you know the end game when it comes to Errol Spence's career and Terence Crawford's career, they don't have no end game. There's no one to fight bigger than Errol Spence or Terence Crawford. So let's wait until they get to the end of their career. Let's make their last two biggest fights against each other. Let's make the most money possible. You're not going to play me for a fool.
EJ ain't at the end of his career. Bud might be, but EJ ain't.
How old is EJ?
34, 33?
EJ's 32 years old.
Okay, see, even better. He ain't at the end of his career.
Who the fuck is EJ going to fight after this?
He going to move up to 54 and he gonna challenge for titles up there.
And he gonna fight who? Because Canelo just totally took away everything that he had an opportunity to be, right?
He gonna beat the shit out. He gonna beat the shit out of Tim Tszyu. He gonna beat the shit out of whoever.
Give a fuck about Errol Spence versus Tim Tszyu. That does not matter, bro. Like, come on, let's be 100.
See, and this is the thing right here. So what you telling me is your smoke is that there ain't enough stars in boxing in general. That's your smoke.
It's not even close, bro.
Okay, but that's cool. If that's the smoke you want to have, that's one thing. But to sit here to sit here and say that we shouldn't be supporting EJ versus Bud, it's asinine, it's ridiculous. And
I'm not saying don't support it. I'm just saying don't.
You said yourself you're not supporting it. What are we talking about?
I'm just saying, don't be a fool, bro. I'm just saying, don't be stupid. I'm like, don't put yourself in a position where you think this is a mega fight. It's not a mega fight.
This is what it comes down to me. And I know you call yourself a casual right now. So as a casual, I'm a hold you at your word. And this is what I'm gonna tell you.
I love that out I have right now. Like, I love that. Yeah, I'm casual.
I'm gonna use your out right now. I'm gonna use your out for you because you know you my brother. You know I ain't got nothing but
nigga. Is what it is. Nigga. Wow.
But you using this motherfucking out to say, and what you truly saying is that I really don't love boxing that much. I like fighting, and so I just go watch this shit over here where I'm saying, damn the UFC. Like I said, if it's Israel Adesanya, I'm gonna watch that. Outside of him, when it was John Bones Jones, I was gonna watch that. Outside of that, bro, I'm not watching the UFC. Why? Because I don't really love the UFC. I love boxing. I'll go watch the most what people would tell me is boring fights. I'll go watch those fights and want to talk about those fights. Why? Because I love boxing. So this is your out right here. As a casual at this current moment in time, you don't love boxing like that. You love boxing to the point where it gives you your or it gets you off where you want to get off at. I love boxing for the sport. Hey man, I'm 35 years old. I ain't gotta say.
No, nigga, I didn't watch it. It is what it is, nigga. I'm being stupid. Go ahead, nigga.
5 years old with son, nigga. I ain't got no pause in my game, bro. Hey, I'm just talking real shit. You gonna
Dub,
do
like I ain't playing that shit, nigga. I got something to say to y'all, nigga.
you gonna do it that way? What I'm telling you is I love boxing. I love the hand to hand combat. Now the UFC, I can watch it like I said with certain fighters, but I'm not gonna watch the UFC nearly the way I watch boxing. I watch boxing every weekend. Shit, I'm able to tell you about fights that you ain't even know that was happening. That's a fact. We done did it already tonight.
All
The
right,
reason
Dub.
is because I love boxing, and so that's where I'm invested. Is boxing, and so when I
Dub.
get a fight like this, hold on, when I get a fight like this. Damn it, I'm happy, I'm excited, and I'm goddamn talking all type of shit about that damn fight. And if you want to tell me it came too late, what I'm gonna tell your ass is you don't watch boxing enough to know what all the other good fights we done got this year. And for you to say this fight done came too late and it ain't worth it, then I question your love of boxing. Respectfully, of course, respectfully.
A lot of niggas would say the same shit, man. They fucking with a bitch and they ain't give them no, you know what I'm saying, no game for 6 months, and then finally want to give you something. They gonna be like, man, this is the best shit I ever had. And then you talking to a nigga where it's like, well, shit, I know a nigga who smacked that shit in 2 weeks. You sure? I'm talking about shit. Real quick, let's talk about it. You got something to say about you got something to say about what Dub Right Side said? You got something to say what I got to say? Because I might be on some bullshit. R West is talking this shit in the chat. Keep talking this shit in the chat, R West. Let's talk about it, man. How you feel about this whole situation, man? If you listening. Because I'm like, if you're not listening, I'm finna go on a rant.
Hey, let's talk. Hey, you know I rock with. Let's talk about. That's my brother. He picking Bud to win the fight, but that's my brother right there. Let's talk about it. I know you in the building. Philly, stand up.
That nigga, his shit must be on pause. So I'm gonna bring him back in at the real pause. But come back in. Let's talk about it. So we're gonna make sure the shit right. Real quick, I do want to speak on what R West said. He said I can't watch that hugging MMA. I watched the album and that's it. So it's very funny, man, how you guys are so flop, and maybe that's my problem because I didn't start in boxing. I started mixed martial arts. That was my first discipline, jiu-jitsu, and then I went into boxing.
So that's your love. That's your love.
It's not even about love. It's just when I see y'all talk about the boringness when you don't see a certain type of something happening, but then you have the nerve to speak about something where someone who's outside the community saying, "Well, this isn't that appealing to me," and y'all feel a certain way. It's hysterical to a sense.
Are you like do you consider yourself outside the community?
No, at this point I don't, because I watched boxing for so long. I don't consider myself outside the community, but I do consider myself a different perspective when it comes to this, because I'm the type of nigga that's gonna be like, yo, this is how I see it, and people won't feel away. Like even before this, even me calling myself a casual before this, people thought I was crazy because I would talk about the business more than I would talk about boxing. Like when I would talk about, oh, y'all want to say Terence ain't this or this and this in the case, and I would say like, well, this is where the business aspect comes, and you making all this type of money. Niggas would be like, man, well, fuck the money. I just want to see the fight.
So
niggas always thought my perspective was crazy.
Instead of talking that bullshit, respectfully, of course.
But why is that bullshit though? I'm like, why is that perspective bullshit? But your perspective,
I'm trying to take. This is the reason it's bullshit because we get in the fight. So that's why I'm asking you, break the fight down. Let's talk about the fight instead of why you're not gonna buy the fight. Let's talk about the fight.
Well, if you want to just strictly just talk about the fight and what's going to happen, that's a whole different type of conversation. You know what I'm saying?
Ask it from you. I've been asking this from the beginning. You ain't. I broke the and matter of fact, from the beginning, I asked you, and this is why I know it ain't no nonsense or off the beaten path. Because do you remember your first? You broke down why EJ should be the favorite. That's what you broke down. And the reason you broke it
down, the same way. I'm like, if you think if you're someone who doesn't believe EJ is the favorite,
let me damn. The reason you broke it down is because we was talking the fight. So break down why, and then as you broke down how EJ was gonna win, then you said you picking Bud. So break down why you picking Bud. That's all I'm asking.
EJ is a bigger fighter. EJ is more active.
I'm talking about Bud. Tell me why Bud gonna win.
let me finish. I'm gonna get there. EJ is a bigger fighter. EJ is more active. EJ does a lot more work when it comes to the inside. I think EJ is a lot more reactionary when it comes to how he decides to fight. And what I mean by that is because if someone's going to be able to hit him with something, or if someone's going to be able to hit him with a combination, he's very reactionary. He's someone who's going to be a counterpuncher in the sense of it differs from a regular counterpuncher. But when people look at a counterpuncher, if you want to look at a casual, people are going to think of a counterpuncher as a Mayweather, right? He's going to look for the right spots. But a lot of times people don't understand that a counterpuncher comes in a lot of different type of concepts. In EJ's sense, his, in my personal opinion, idea or position as a counterpuncher, it comes more so as being active. It comes more so as being, I'm going to throw as many punches as possible. So you might hit me with a left hook. I block it. I'm not just going to hit you with a left hook back. I'm going to hit you with a left hook. I'm going to hit you with a left hook to the body. Then I'm going to hit you with right hand. I'm not just going to hit you with one punch combination back after I'm getting hit. I'm going to throw 3-4 punch combination to return to you and be in a position to be able to be ready to throw something else afterwards. So that, also being a bigger fighter, EJ, in my personal opinion, is in a position where he should win the fight. The reason why I picked Terence Crawford as the ultimate winner is because he just has that dog in him. I'm like, there's certain things like if you've been in sports, and I'm not going to even make it seem like that's the case, but I'm going to just be 100% honest where I'm picking my opinion is if you're in sports all your life, you know, there's certain people like you've seen train, practice, whatever sport you may be in, and like, man, that's the best motherfucker on the court. That's the best motherfucker doing what he's doing. And you see him in the game and you're like, where was all that shit? Like, all that shit I just see, like, where is that at? Like, so you know there's just a difference. And I'm like, Terence Crawford is one of them guys where it's like, when I watch him, he looks amazing practicing, training, but it's like when he's in the ring, he just has that it factor. And that's the reason why I always rock with Terence Crawford, because I always got that it factor from him where it's like when shit needs to get done, when it needs to be done, he's going to get it done. So like ultimately for me, I'm going to always rock with Terence Crawford because I just feel like he has that it factor. I do. I feel like Errol Spence has that it factor too, but when it comes to Terence Crawford, he has the it factor when you watch him, you watch his training and everything he does, you're going to say he looks mediocre. He's a smaller fighter. He's not that big. He's moving up in weight. Yeah, he has punching power, but does he have passion power in the weight he's trying to be in? Like, he has all the obstacles against him, which can ultimately be his downfall. Yeah. But as of now, he's proven that shit wrong. So it's like, as of now, it's like for me to go against that, it's just kind of shown like he's just one of them niggas where it's like, yo. And like similar to the Nayu versus Fulton fight, like I love that we kind of, this wasn't planned, but I'm like, the Nayu Fulton, like I thought Nayu was mad younger than Fulton. Find out that he's not, I'm like, okay, it's hard for me to really pick it. It's the same thing with Errol Spence and Terence Crawford. Their age difference isn't that much. So I can't go off of youth because I think youth plays a big part. Like if Errol Spence was 28, 27, oh yeah, man, Errol Spence. I'm like seeing that they only 2 to 3 years apart. It's like they're kind of in the same position as their career. So I'm like just seeing Terence Crawford and what he can do, and I could be completely wrong, but I'm riding with Terence Crawford, man. There's something about him. He got that it factor where it's like, damn, like how can I go against that? No cap.
But even then, all you saying is that Bud has an it factor, right? My question, and it's funny because a lot of people, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm listening.
A lot of people, they shit on me because they always say that I don't like Bud. I love Bud. I'm a fan of Bud. I'm a huge
we've had multiple streams where you show love to Bud. I know, Cat. We've had multiple streams where you show love to Bud. So I don't think you have any.
I'm a fan of both equally. Let me put it that way. I'm a huge fan of both of them. I don't want to say I'm not a huge fan. And so
I agree with that.
My thing is when I ask the question, what I'm asking well, shit. Now, why I think they could probably shit the work rate, being able to put somebody on the back foot, especially and the thing is, especially with Bud age now, a lot of people tell me they talk about Bud footwork, and I'm like, well, shit, I ain't seen Bud footwork be Bud footwork in 3-4 years, to be quite honest with you. You know what I'm saying? And so all I'm saying is when you broke it down and said you got or you broke it down for EJ, but I want you to break it down the same way, not just speaking on age, speaking strictly on boxing ability, on why Bud wins the fight. Now I'll break it down why I think Bud wins, and then I want to hear your opinion on it. So I think first off, I got EJ winning, but for Bud to win this fight, I think there are three things he has to do, and he has to be very good at. The first thing is he can't allow the dog like you brought out. I agree with you. Bud got dog in him. Bud got man. That's one of the things I love about Bud is the dog in him. You know what I'm saying? The thing is, the dog come out. And the reason being is because hold on. Well, go ahead. Ask the question. Go ahead. My apologies. I don't want to. It's your shit.
No. It's not even about that. I think you're making great points. One thing I always ask about when you talk about the dog and whoever's appointed is, you think Ugas has a dog in him?
I don't think he got the dog. Bud got it in him. Hell no. I do think Ugas do have dog in him.
Do you think Mikey Garcia got a dog in him?
Not the same dog Bud got.
Okay, go ahead.
I think there's levels to dogness. If I know, I don't think dogness is a word. There's levels to it, and I don't think any of them dudes have the same dog that Bud have. I'll say that first. So, second thing,
that's all I'm like, because this is the thing. I feel like personally when it comes to boxing, and I hate it, but it could be my perception. A lot of people have a lot more love for Errol Spence because of the PBC connection.
I don't give a fuck about the PBC. I don't give a fuck about the PBC.
I know you don't, but a lot of people, what I'm saying, like Errol Spence is everything. And when I think about it, it's like, yo, you say Terence Crawford never fought anyone. That's fine. But of the people you say Errol Spence has fought, who has he stopped where it makes you feel like he's going to stop Terence Crawford? That's my question.
And I had no problem with it. I had no problem. That's not what. And once again, when you bring up that point of stopping, I'll give you that. If anybody has stoppage ability, we done seen it from Bud. We done seen it consistently from him. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm not saying the same thing with Bud. I'm like, who is Bud stopped? Where you can say, but I think it's both ways. I'm like, Errol Spence hasn't stopped anyone where you can be like, okay, Bud ain't that shit. But I'm like, Bud ain't stopped. I think it's both ways. So I'm like, for y'all, I see a lot of one sided where it's like, you know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. But go ahead.
Hold on, no. What'd you say?
I'm just saying it's both ways when it comes to the stoppage aspect. Where Errol Spence has had his stoppages, but it's not against no one spectacular. Terence Crawford has had his stoppages, but it hasn't been against anyone spectacular. So I'm like, this compare and contrast we can do, but it really doesn't mean anything at the end of the day. In my personal opinion.
That shit fucking up.
That's just how I feel. And I'm like, you probably not, because I'm like, I know you probably got shit going on. Real quick, I always say, Ugas got that dog. He escaped Cuba on multiple occasions. Mikey's a no. He quit against Spence and was only there to survive. You can for sure, like, saying Mikey quit against Errol Spence is disrespectful because for Garcia definitely did not quit. There was no stoppage. There was no delay. He went the full 12 rounds with Errol Spence, so he for sure did not quit. That's disrespectful. Let's talk about it. Said what about their chin? So we want to talk about their chin when it comes to Terence Crawford and Errol Spence. So Terence Crawford, the one time we can really blatantly say that he got hurt is against Gamboa. You feel me? That was a while back. Obviously, he was at a very lower weight class. Gamboa is a legend. It's very disrespectful. It's crazy to see how disrespected Gamboa has become nowadays in today's age. People do not respect Gamboa. But I remember back when I was a younger nigga, Gamboa at the time, that nigga was finna be the next Michael Jordan. He was finna be the next Michael Jackson. Like Gamboa was looked at as an absolute anomaly when what he was supposed to be, right? But I'm like, that doesn't matter what I think he's going to be. But I'm like, the fact that people are just downplaying what Terence Crawford did to Gamboa is absolutely disgraceful and disrespectful. But yeah, like what Terence Crawford did to Gamboa is crazy. But yes, he was the one person who did hurt him. Errol Spence, if you want to talk about when Errol Spence got his chin checked, some people would say against Ugas when his mouthpiece got popped out. Some people would even say against Triple G or Earl, against Kell Brook. Even some people would say Sean Porter. But I would say if you want to talk about something that was vividly something that you've seen in front of you, it had to be obviously against Ugas. That would have to be the time. Let's talk about said facts. So I'm like, there's a lot of different things. So it's like a lot of people don't understand. Like I'm always like, it's crazy. Like I'm definitely a hardcore fan when it comes to boxing, right? But at the same time, I'm never gonna be the nigga that's gonna be like real cap when it comes to certain shit, because I'm like, when I think about certain times, it's like that's so fucked up. Because it's like, as much as I want to be a young nigga and be like, oh, I'm gonna ride with the times, but then when you think about, oh, okay, Terence Crawford never got a chin check, he definitely did. Gamboa hurt him, and that's the reason why Gamboa got his ass up out of there. If y'all don't remember, Gamboa was looked at as the Jordan of boxing at the time. 50 Cent endorsed him, had his money behind him. Gamboa was supposed to be the next big thing in boxing. A lot of niggas forget that shit, bro. And y'all niggas is young. Y'all forget that shit. Niggas thought Gamboa was finna be the next Mayweather. Gamboa was once like Zion coming out of college. Exactly. Gamboa was supposed to be the next big thing. When Gamboa fought Terence Crawford, that was like LeBron James doing one-on-one against fucking Rip Hamilton. Like niggas was like there is no way. On God, like that shit was like niggas don't know what Gamboa was supposed to be when he was fighting Terence Crawford. Like that shit was crazy. Niggas do not realize that. And they downplay that shit because it was at a lower weight class. Like Errol Spence did his shit as a weight class, but there is not one fight Errol Spence has had that was on the same type of pressure and that fought somebody who had the same type of momentum as Gamboa. That's just a fact. And if you say anything otherwise, then I'm like, you just fuck with Errol Spence. That's just is what it is. What's good, Doug? Can you hear me, nigga? I don't know if that nigga can hear me. And I don't know if I can figure it out. So I'm like, I'm not just finna lie to y'all. I'm up and I told you I'm back. Dub, you live? Damn, Dub, you alive, nigga? I don't got shit coming from Dub, so I don't know what's happening. I'll bring him back in. I'm not gonna keep it too long because I'm like, it's obvious. To be 100 with y'all, I'm not even gonna cap. Like, if it was mad late, I would tell y'all it's not really even that late. It's not even 1 in the morning, so I like that shit. But like, even on the same time, like, for it to be the first like live type shit coming back, it is kind of late. No cap. But I love always saying Gamboa was once like Zion coming out of college. Like that is the same like atmosphere. That's the same comparison. Like that's actually a beautiful comparison. No cap. Like that is nothing that is fake at all. Let's talk about that. When Crawford as a replacement, who did he fight to make his name? But I don't think that matters though. I don't think none of that matters because there's a lot of fighters when it comes to it, they were not a replacement. They didn't have to fight to make their name. A lot of it was built and it was built behind the promoter, and it was having the right fight. So I'm like, that doesn't matter. I'm like, at the end of the day, I think that what does matter is when he fought Gamboa, he was supposed to lose to Gamboa because at the time, Gamboa was looked at as the next Mayweather. He was looked at as the next big superstar in boxing, and the fact that he was able to dethrone him, that means something. I'm like, and it's very interesting that people want to say so much shit and they want to have so much things to talk about. Oh, we have Errol Spence versus Terence Crawford happening. Like, this is one of the biggest fights, et cetera, et cetera. But you don't want to appreciate the past because Errol Spence never had a fight like that. But Terence Crawford did. But a lot of you guys don't want to mention that and you don't want to talk about that. I think that means something. I think that says something. And I think that actually matters. And goddamn it, thank goodness I'm a YouTuber. Because I'm like, I'm not getting enough views and I never will. But goddamn it, that shit means something. I'm going to be back tomorrow. I'm going to tell y'all right now. We back. Y'all fucked up. Y'all done fucked up. We hour and 50 minutes. This is supposed to be an hour less stream. Oh, we back. We back, y'all. BlakGooseTV is back this weekend. We back. We finna go crazy for the actual fight. Errol Spence versus Terence Crawford. We finna go crazy. We back, y'all. Y'all done did this. R West, let's talk about it. Dub, y'all did this. We going crazy. We finna be back. We going wild. So I'm not even saying that's a bad thing. I'm not even finna cap. It's not even a bad thing. I actually look forward to it. I'm happy to be back. It's such a good time. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I had so much fun. This actually gives me a reason for the current women I'm talking to not even hit them back because they get mad. They be like, what the fuck you doing? I'm like, yo, I'm chilling. I'm on live. And they hit you back and they like, nigga, you talking to a whole nother bitch. And I'm like, I'm not. And so they feel a certain type of way. So it's beautiful. Let's talk about it. It's going to be a good fight. I'm going to tell you right now, it's not going to be a good fight. It's going to be one-sided. It's not going to be something that's close. It's not going to be something that we really going to love. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be done in 7 rounds. It's going to be Terence Crawford versus Errol Spence is going to be very similar to what we saw with Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Tank Davis. It's not going to be a close fight. The superior fighter is going to be very evident. People don't realize that about boxing. It's very rare you see two, highly skilled level fighters being close in competition fighting. That's not happening. That's the case. This is to show my StreamYard. Actually, I cut my StreamYard, right? Because I wasn't going to pay for my StreamYard no more. But I put it on pause. And then today, it was like, you want to enable it again? It's like, damn, that's crazy. That shit was still in the making. So we on. So make sure y'all show some love, man. Hit the like button, subscribe, all that shit. We finna be on. Like this whole week, I'm not gonna say we're gonna be talking about the Terence Crawford versus Errol Spence. I'm not gonna say that's what we're gonna be talking about. But we going live this whole week. We finna be up. We finna be going crazy. We're gonna be debating. So make sure if y'all in here, please hit the like button, subscribe, because I'm finna be out of here in a minute. No, I'm just from my own knowledge. Yeah, you already know. I appreciate you. Let's talk about it. I appreciate you, R West. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you for show. Like, I just got nothing but love. Dub right side, I appreciate you, bro. We was really up in here. We was having a good time, man. I didn't expect my first time being back after so long. I would have y'all up in here, man, showing love. So that means so much to me. I really enjoyed it, man. It was a good time. It's late. I ain't finna cap to y'all. I would keep going. But at some point, I gotta shut it down. I gotta shut it down. So I love you. I appreciate you. I'm gonna be back tomorrow. I'm not gonna make that a promise, but I'm gonna make that at least like because I'm trying to make sure that every day leading up to Terence Crawford versus Errol Spence, I'm out here because I definitely do because I don't got no internet. But I'm trying to make sure every day leading up to here, I got some shit popping off because I got, this is one of the biggest days coming up for sure. So I'm gonna be back tomorrow. We're gonna be on some bullshit. Looking like a Chinese movie. Hey man, you can't be mad at nigga, you know what I'm saying? I'm John Wick 5, nigga. John Wick 5. We're gonna be back tomorrow with the same delay. You feel me? On God, we're gonna be back tomorrow, same delay, talking that bullshit. Y'all can come up here, talk that shit. We back on that shit. We back on that bull. We back having fun. I appreciate everyone coming up in here, man. Y'all already know what it is. I'm so happy I went live on God, on everything. Cause y'all my niggas, man. I appreciate you. Let's talk about it, man. You know what I'm saying? Everybody who came up in here, this thing, R West, I appreciate you on God. Like Black Goliath, I appreciate you. J Rocks, I appreciate you. I know how you be. Dub Right Side, I appreciate all y'all niggas. When I get my internet right, we finna be going crazy. But until then, let's keep being on the Chinese side of the game where my shit got a delay and going crazy. But either way, we fucking giving them that good time content. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Appreciate the rest of your night. I will go longer. Pause, but shit, you know shit going crazy. It's Monday. We getting ready for this weekend. Hey, I'm telling y'all right now, Fluence Lounge is gonna be crazy. When we watching this Terence Crawford, Errol Spence, we going crazy. So y'all make sure y'all get ready for it. But I'm going live every single night. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Hit the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. Much love. I'm fucking out. I'm out.